you should be questioning if that is really the right thing for you. Hi guys, it's Kristen. Welcome to my floor. Today we're going to be talking about a critical decision in the life of 16 to 19-year-olds everywhere. And that question is, should I go to college? If you're watching this, I'm going to assume you're at this crossroads where you're finishing high school or whatever, and you finally get to decide what to do with your own life. But you don't know how to do that. So, I'm going to recommend 2 steps to making any sort of big decision, and then we're going to go into some more specifics about how you go through those steps when deciding whether you want to go to college. So first of all, you need to understand your options, and then second, you need to understand how well your situation fits those different options to see which one is best. I use the word fit because it kind of incorporates a lot of different factors besides just what you want to do, including cost and other obligations and whatnot. Now, today we're going to focus on that second part of figuring out fit, particularly if you fit with college. But I'm going to quickly list some answers to number 1 so that you understand that college is not the only way to go and that other options can be just as good for your future, if not better, depending on your particular situation. So, you could take a gap year, do an apprenticeship, start at a basic job, start a company, start freelancing, go to community college, do a code camp, or the options you're probably more familiar with, go to a 4-year research university or a 4-year liberal arts college. There are also other options that are more unique, individual, outside these bigger buckets. I would even consider my college, Minerva, sort of its whole own thing, even though it sort of is a liberal arts college. If you're curious about Minerva, I made a video about it. It'll be linked up there. Check it out if you're curious. So those are some of the things that exist besides just college, but the real question today is, how do I know which is right for me? There is a lot of pressure to just go to college. It can be sort of the default path for a lot of people, but you should be questioning if that is really the right thing for you. To answer this question, we must go on a journey of self-discovery. We must unlock new self-knowledge, even if that self-knowledge indicates a lack of knowledge, which is in itself knowledge. Meta, I know. And this journey starts with asking yourself, who do I want to be? And then just underneath that, what do I want to do in life, in every day, whatever? What are things that I want to be doing? Now, just a quick side note, I am going to be giving some examples. I'm going to be trying to give a variety of examples so that you understand that there's a lot of ways this could play out. But if you're curious about my own college journey, I did make a video about how I decided to go to Minerva. You can check that out. So, you should start with characteristics. What are the characteristics that are most important to you? For example, I want to be curious. I want to be kind. I want to be intelligent. I want to be open-minded. Maybe you want to be really serious. Maybe you want to be seen as extremely dedicated to a certain thing. Maybe you want to be sort of a free spirit. Maybe you want to be an artistic spirit. Sort of explore those different labels and see which ones fit you. Maybe take some personality tests and don't just accept the results, but critically look at the results and be like, is that really what I want to be? Is that really how I want to exist? You could also take a personality test and do the thing where you really answer with ideally, this is the answer that I wish was true for me. Even if you feel like it isn't entirely true of you now, that can be a good way of figuring out who it is you want to be. What is the self-growth you are aspiring to achieve? And then this might start to bleed into that second part of what do I want to do. Maybe you want to be an artist, which means you want to make art. Maybe you want to be a mechanic, which means you want to fix cars. Maybe you want to be a coder, which means you want to program software. And also, especially on this what do you want to do question, it can be good to have an exhaustive list of things that don't really make sense together, just stuff that you know you kind of enjoy doing, and you're not really sure how it works out into like maybe one career path. Because knowing that you need to explore more, knowing that you like to do a lot of things but you aren't sure which ones you like to do the most or which one you want to be doing the most because you have some other tie to it. For example, maybe you're good at a lot of stuff and you decide that what's really important to you is helping other people. So you decide that you want to do volunteer work, you want to do nonprofit work, you want to work in disadvantaged communities. That doesn't necessarily mean you like doing those things the most, but you might find them more rewarding. Maybe you like drawing, but you've decided it's more important that you help people. Now, you want to think about, how do I get there? If this is who I want to be, this is what I want to do, what are the different paths that can land me at that destination? Or what are the paths through that? For example, you want to give back a lot. You can start giving back immediately and move towards a level or way of giving back that you find the most rewarding. Or if you want to make art, you can start drawing or whatever today and move towards being a commissioned artist that makes their entire income on that. One of the paths will almost certainly involve school, either college or vocational program. Some sort of formal education tends to be one way to get most places. But it's really important to consider the other paths. How might you do this without formal education? How might you do this with a less traditional education? For example, if you want to go into computer science, you could get a 4-year computer science degree, or you could go to a code camp where someone teaches you all of the just practical skills in a more intense setting, or you could maybe get a job to start making money and just do your own coding projects on the side. There's a lot of ways to accomplish almost anything, and I will say an important thing to consider in your path is that knowing people that are doing what you want to be doing is an important element in your path. The way most people get the jobs that they want is not by just applying online, is by knowing someone within that company that refers them to the position. So it is important to consider that as an element of getting you there, which may appeal to going to college, where you can meet people who are going to be doing similar stuff and also get connected with alumni who are doing that stuff. But if you think that you can start freelancing, you can just forge connections that way, which may eventually land you a full-time gig, or you might find out that you just like freelancing. Once you have all of these potential paths, just lay them all out, as many as you can think of. You should start considering the pros and cons of each one, and particularly the cost of each one in both time and money. So this is where college has a big cost, because you have to sink a lot of money into it, and you also spend 4 years getting a traditional bachelor's degree. That's a lot of a cost, so you have to be weighing what are the benefits you know you're going to get out of that. And just a degree usually isn't enough of a benefit. You need to be confident that you're going to get all of those skills you need, that you're going to make the connections you need, that you're going to have experience to put on your resume because of college. You might, as another alternative, have considered getting a really low-level job that doesn't require a degree and building your skills on the side. This does cost time, but you're actually earning money. So, if you don't have that much money to sink into a college degree, it might be worth it, even though it might take you a bit longer to build the skills if you're teaching yourself or if you're learning online. You can also consider just fully committing yourself to learning something online, maybe while working part-time, depending on what your own living costs are. But working part-time and paying rent is probably still less of a cost than a full tuition bill. It's easier to get loans for tuition, which might be something to consider, but the money, dollar amount, is a lot better if you're working part-time and paying maybe small amounts to take online courses or community college courses. So then you look at all of the benefits of each option and the cost of each option, and you line it up with what you can afford. This is where it really matters to think about what money you have to be putting into an education or not. If you're gonna have to take out loans to get through college, it's worth looking into the alternatives a little bit more. But the benefits of being on a college campus do go beyond just that degree, so there's a lot to consider. At this point, I think if you're informed enough, it can be good to go with your gut. You've done all these pros and cons, but go back to who do I want to be and think about which one of these options you most believe is going to get you there. It is always worth it to invest in yourself. You shouldn't just be investing in a degree, you should be investing in the person that you want to grow into, the person you want to become. And so, I highly recommend going to college if you think it's going to help you grow into a person who you want to be. If you're really confident about what you want to do and that thing does not necessitate a college degree, feel free to skip it. And ultimately, pick the thing that's going to make you happier with the person that you are in 5 years, including their debt, including their new friendships, including their job, including their hobbies, including their just mindset. I hope this helps shed some light, helps guide your decision-making process. If you want to see more videos of me talking about college, my college experience, how to succeed in college, I'll pop link. And if you want to see more college content and just becoming an adult content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I make videos every week. I won't promise which day, but there will be a video every week. And leave comments below with what your thoughts are on deciding to go to college. Have you decided? What are you struggling with? If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Thanks for watching. Bye!